Keith Urban is mourning the loss of a close longtime member of his touring family. Randy Fletcher, or known as Baja, Urban's production manager, died on August 27th while setting up for one of the singer's concerts. I'm Addison Hager, and we have more on the devastating news headed up next. But first, I want to take a moment to let you leave any words of condolences to Fletcher's family, friends, or Urban's team. Feel free to leave them in the comment section of this video. Fletcher's death came one day after he suffered an injury while setting up for Urban's concert at Bash on the Bay and Putt in Bay, Ohio. Production Lights and Staging News reported that Fletcher suffered serious injuries that required him to be medevaced to a hospital in Toledo, where he died peacefully the next day with his family and loved ones surrounding him. He was 73 years old. Looking back on Fletcher's career, he launched his 5-decade career on the road in the 60s at age 17, working with Bill Deal and the Rondells. He took a break to serve in the U.S. Army, during which time he served in Vietnam before returning to work with the Rondells. After an early stint with ZZ Top, Fletcher started working with Waylon Jennings as his stage and production manager in 1978. That gig would last for 10 years, during which time he also worked with Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, George Jones, Willie Nelson, and more. In a statement with Billboard, Urban expressed what the loss of Fletcher meant to him and who he was as a person. He was family. Quote, "Randy Baja Fletcher loved people." Now that's a phrase that's a lot easier and more often said than done, but this man truly did love people and music and life, and he lived it right. He saw the commonality in all of us, and I can promise you this: once you'd been in the orbit of his light, he'd stay with you forever. Some people ask, are you a glass half full or glass half empty kind of person? Baja views was, what a beautiful glass. I loved him. We all loved him, and I'm grateful he chose us as his road family for 10 years. Hit that thumbs up button if you send your thoughts and prayers to everyone Fletcher touched during his life. Fletcher began working as Urban's production manager in 2011, after Brooks & Dunn played what they billed as their final show. He had worked for Brooks & Dunn for 18 years before joining Urban. Kicks Brooks, also telling Billboard, quote, "You run the road long enough and you find out in our business, it takes all kinds. Randy Fletcher or Baja or the Gorilla was the best of the best. If he ever had a bad day, he never showed it. If there was ever a problem out there he couldn't solve, I never heard about it. And if he ever had a crossword to say about anybody, there's a good chance they were no friend of mine. We ran the road for almost 20 years together, and when Ronnie and I took a break in 2010, Urban made the quick call. Baja was a guaranteed asset to any tour, but much more importantly, he was the comfort any tour must have when the road gets long, when the crew gets tired, when the smiles begin to fade at the end of a long day. He was the man. Rest in peace, my friend. You will be missed." Sarah Traherne, CEO of the Country Music Association, also added how Fletcher's death leaves a hole in the country music community. Quote, "Our community is mourning a leader and mentor to many in our industry. Our hearts are with his daughters and family, as well as his numerous road families through the years. His influence has reached generations of artists and crew personnel. He played an integral role in some of country's most pioneering tours and supported the careers of some of the most celebrated country music icons. His impact is far-reaching. He will be dearly missed." The Country Music Association honored Fletcher with his first ever CMA Touring Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. He was named Production Manager of the Year at the CMA Touring Awards in 2018. The country music community mourns his loss. I'm Addison Hager for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks for subscribing.